we put on an Easter egg hunt.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
Some neighborhood kids. It was pretty fun. Nora was a part of every single step, like getting the eggs, all the stuff to put in the eggs. She helped us put everything in the eggs. She loved it. But it was so annoying because she was so excited. And for whatever reason, we decided to do it at 4 p.m. And the entire day, she was just ready to go and just constantly asking when she could go do the Easter egg hunt. And it was just a lot. But it was fun. It was really funny because some of the kids, it's just like interesting watching different kids in their like style, you know. There was like this older boy who, you know, he was being really nice. Like he was letting the other kids get the eggs, and then he was like counting how many and like trying to get like the higher ones, like being very considerate. Then there's like the other little boy, like a year younger than him, that's just going ham, right? He's just going, but then he's also like opening his eggs as he goes. So he's opening his eggs, dumping the contents in his bucket and tossing the egg. So then everybody else thinks it's an egg. So then people are getting empty eggs.
Did Nora get any empty ones?
Yes, I think she did, but I don't know. And then there was just like other people being normal, I guess. There was actually a really cute, she's like 18 months old, and she went and picked up an egg and took it to Bear. I was like, girlfriend.
I'm gonna cry.
But yeah, it was fun. It was good.
Did Bear get any eggs besides that one?
Got a couple, yeah. I tried to make it fun, like not just like an overload of candy, so I put in like finger puppets that all the kids thought was like the coolest thing. I was like,
we'll do this every year.
This.
Like the darkest thing
I know.
the kids love.
I know. The coolest thing for me, I was like, I would have loved this as a kid. But I'm like putting them together. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have loved this. I bought off of Amazon. They come in like little tiny packages. It's little Lego people.
Oh, cute.
So there were like army dudes and like police officers and like even like Chinese women, like just like a ton of like Lego people. And they come all broken up. So then all you had to do is like open the bag and dump it in the egg. And then they could have a little Lego guy to put together and have a Lego person. And I thought that was super cool. So
you are like such a cool mom, Nat.
There's stickers, Band-Aids. Also a hit, let me tell you.
I mean, I've seen how Nora is.
I know, kids love Band-Aids. I don't get it. But
Nora doesn't even hurt herself at all. Ow, I think I need a Band-Aid.
I was the same way. I know I was.
Yeah, you were.
I loved Band-Aids.
Yes, you were.
Still
Why?
do, honestly.
Why?
I think a paper cut. I'm like, I think that needs a Band-Aid. Because then it's like, look at my Band-Aid. Like, look at my owie. Like, I hurt myself. Want to ask me about it?
I only use them when I break a nail, and I wrap it around my finger so I can tell my brain this one cannot be hurt any further. So that's interesting. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that some people do like adult Easter egg hunts, like with their kids?
Colt and I were saying we should do that. Like we
should
should all get together and then like we all have to hide like
bigger prizes.
Like like cash prizes and like really hide them.
No, I saw a TikTok that literally it was this family. The parents hid two $50 bills in eggs, and then whoever caught or found the most eggs in their backyard got $100.
Dang.
That is how we need to do it.
Yeah, we'd be hiding it on the roof.
Those kids, no, like they were creative. Like I saw one where like they hid eggs under the grass. Like you can tell that the grass had been like dug.
Oh my gosh.
Like they went all out.
That's crazy.
So what I'm saying, like we need to do that and get more creative. That would be so fun.
Wes's nephew, we babysat his nieces and nephew on Saturday, and it was so cute. No, it was, whatever, Friday or Saturday, and he comes in and he's like has this like amazed look on his face, and he's like, "I just got money," and I was like, "You got money? How much money did you get?" He's like, "I got a whole $1." And I was like, "A whole $1? That's awesome!" And he just was telling everybody that he had the $1.
Aww.
And so then he goes upstairs and gets his other like $2 that he has. And so then he's like holding them in his hand as he's like watching Bluey. He's just like he's just in love with his $3.
Oh my god.
It's just like, that's so cute.
Oh man. Boy, is it frustrating though sometimes when you're like trying to help them and you're like, the egg, like look here, and they're just like they're just blind. Like
where?
I know, like
Like Dora.
it's like right here, and they're like Yeah, like Dora.
Wait, did we talk about in the conspiracy theories that there's a theory that Dora
Yeah,
is blind?
you talked about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Don't say anything about Dora anymore, Heidi. I'm gonna be sad.
I forgot about that one, honestly. Oh, my.
Anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, everybody. You're listening to Discussions with Heidi, Nat, and Kim.
We're three sisters who talk about anything and everything while playing trivia.
We can't promise we'll always stay on topic, but we can promise we'll always be safe for work. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about reality shows, and this is like my jam. I watched reality shows since I could watch TV, pretty much. And so I had these gals and myself come up with like different categories, but I was also just thinking we can talk about our favorite reality shows as they come up in our like brain, and then talk about them for a little bit and then move on to the next one. So I'm gonna just start us off. One that I would never be on, and you guys can write this down: American Ninja Warrior. You will not catch
I couldn't
me.
even do the monkey ball part, so like,
Dude, I would make a fool of
it's
myself.
over for me.
I would make a fool of myself, but I do know people that, go them. Good for you.
When they're all parkour.
Yeah.
I think it
I'm
would
a
be
parkour
fun.
expert.
I don't know if I could put in the work to actually get into that physical shape.
And then
but if you were
win.
in that physical shape, that would be freaking fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's
If I
like,
was-
that's like an adult park. You know,
Yeah.
you just go, you're just swinging
Except a lot of
around.
people are watching you, and if you mess up, it's kind
Okay,
of
well-
embarrassing.
Oh, the pressure's
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. But yeah, did you guys write down any shows that you guys would never be on? Like you could never.
Fear Factor.
Oh, that's a good
What's the fear factor?
I'm not gonna eat
Okay.
those nasty things
Oh.
that they do.
So Fear
and-
Factor was the one. Actually, Joe Rogan hosted it. Fun fact, if you know who Joe Rogan is, and he basically a group of like 6 people, I want to say, would do these different tasks, and it was like to prove that fear is not a factor
Yeah.
for you. Like that's
It was
the
like
whole
things
premise.
like sit in a coffin with a million spiders,
or like sit
or eat a cow intestine.
Yeah. Or what else do they do?
Or like heights. They would do a lot of things with like fear of heights.
Or
they
like
do
running
crazy
across
things.
a moving train and like doing different tasks while you're on it. Like that would be like the last task. Like it was wild. Now looking back,
Anybody get hurt?
I don't know.
oh, I'm sure. I don't know if it was real though. I just want to acknowledge this before we get even further. I acknowledge that reality shows aren't reality. Because now that I think about it, Fear Factor had to have like stunt people on it. Because with some of the stuff they did, they were dumping like tarantulas into people, like in like an enclosed coffin type of situation, like glass coffin, and you just had to sit there for 5 minutes like this, and hope that the tarantula didn't crawl into your nostril, like while you were there. It's horrible. It's like literally everything that you're afraid of.
I don't watch reality TV because it makes me sad. Because they're just like, I feel like they're just embarrassing themselves, and like
such
I know
good
that it's
TV,
their
though.
fault that they put themselves in that situation. But like what's that one where the Carbonaro effect,
Oh yeah,
where he like,
I forgot about
basically makes shows that like people will believe anything, and like just how embarrassing is that? Or you're just like, or you like claim that you know something when it's like totally fake.
Well, it's how he goes about it. Let's just talk about that. Because he'll be like, oh, can I see your phone for a second? And then he's like messing with it. Like he's working for a phone repair shop, for example. And like he'll be like, oh yeah, look. And he like breaks it in half. And he's like, hold on one second. Pulls it over here. Oh yeah, no, now it's working again. And the person's like, what? Oh yeah, I mean sometimes like the science, like he's like throws in like logic in there.
Yeah.
It's like the
He's good
the
at it,
material.
yeah.
I'm just like, you're a good liar.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe that show because someone on Twitter noticed a long time ago that he was an actor on a lot of shows. So I was like really bummed out about it. I was like, oh man, he really isn't real. And so I was really bummed out. But anyway, it does make me sad though when people are so, what's the word? gullible.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it just, like, gives me secondhand embarrassment. It's like The Office. Like, I just can't do it. I just feel bad.
I feel bad sometimes, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I'm glad that there are still people out there who can just believe things and like they're just kind of innocent, you know? Just like,
you're
aw.
naive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dumb.
Aw, you haven't had like hard things in your life where you're like skeptical and scared of everything. So
Oh, you don't have anxiety? Can't relate. Did you come up with any? Wait,
ones that I would
No.
not want to be on.
you said Fear Factor.
I
You
don't-
didn't say anything.
I don't know a lot of, like, reality TV shows.
Okay, well,
I'm
maybe
just
one
gonna
will
throw it
come
out
up.
there just because, like, I don't, like, usually watch them.
I actually surprised myself because
How
I
many
started.
you
I,
knew?
yeah, I started writing down my list and then I just kept going and kept going and kept. I was like, I've seen this many. Apparently, I really like reality TV.
You'd be surprised.
I think part of it is I'm interested in people, and so seeing how people act and react in situations is interesting to me. But also, I think it has a lot of like nostalgia for me because Mom. That was like what I would do with Mom. We did not have
Oh, I just thought of another one.
any activities that we would do together, but we would watch shows together. And like we didn't really watch too many like shows. There are a few, but Mom mostly would put on like a
Reality
reality TV show for us to watch together.
Yeah. In my household, it was The Amazing Race. How about yours?
Oh,
we
yeah.
did The Amazing Race for a while.
Amazing
Yeah,
That one's a good.
Yep.
That's one I put on that I would want
What's
to be
the
on.
one where you, like, go into the jungle and you have to...
Survivor.
Survivor.
Yep, Survivor,
That was
Dancing
on
with
my
the
list.
Stars.
Dancing with the Stars
is
was
definitely one.
that's
of
on my
Mom's.
list.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't put that one on my list.
That
'Cause
one,
I don't
we
like
used to
that
watch
one.
that all the time.
I still watch it.
I like it.
I got back into it the last couple seasons.
Oh, how about The Voice? That's a reality show.
I have never really gotten into the singing ones. Like I did like one season of American Idol, but I haven't really.
That's
I
fair.
like America's Got Talent. That's like it's.
Well, that's
I
a
don't
good
like
one.
those ones because
Why?
I'm like, most of them literally are just like embarrassing. Like, I can't watch that. I just can't. Like, just these people that like go in
Timer.
and they like think that they can sing and they really can't, and then people are like, what's going on? Or they have this weird freaking talent that like doesn't make any sense.
Listen, if they went on that show not knowing that they couldn't do something, then that is their family's fault. Like,
Well, I think-
come on. If
yeah.
you told me like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, and like I know for a fact you're bad at it, I would save you that heartache. I would be like, listen, don't do it. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah, I think with the ones that are even like really bad on like America's Got Talent, for example, the producers have to be looking at their
Yeah.
talent and being like, okay, this is good like comedy.
And sometimes I feel like people honestly are like, I want to be on TV. I'm gonna go pretend to do a talent I don't actually know how to do, so that they'll put me on TV.
yeah, for sure. All right, who wants to do trivia first?
I'll do it.
Sweet.
How many houses does Taylor Swift own? Is it 4, 8, 11, or 13?
It has to be
It has to be
13.
right?
It's 8.
8. Why? What can you do with 8 houses?
Why she has different houses in like different parts of the world.
That's
too.
what I would do. I would go
Like,
around
I think
the
she
world.
just bought her 8th house in London.
For Joe.
Maybe not.
Interesting.
Interesting.
If only I would like just one of those. Half of one?
Did you guys ever watch the show The Weakest Link? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
That
It's like this British Australian something lady with really short blonde hair and glasses, and she was in the center, and all the, like in the half moon basically are the contestants, and like she asks a question or something and everyone has to answer it, but if someone gets it wrong, like you go around and around until the timer runs out apparently, and then whoever answers it wrong, then at the end of the round, like you get docked money for every point you miss, and you gain more when you get them right. And so at the end of each round, everyone has a chance to vote on who they think the weakest link in the group is. Yeah.
No, I did not watch that. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It made
I
for
would've been voted off
fantastic
first round.
TV. It made for fantastic TV. And I want to point out that Doctor Who did an episode, like kind of, actually with a lot of reality shows, they added in the episode, but one of them was The Weakest Link. And in that episode, instead of like being voted off, they would just kill you. It was hilarious. Out of context, it sounds crazy, but it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Just on the planet that they were on. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to point that out because I wrote that down. I was like, The Weakest Link was my crap right there.
Jeez.
I loved that
That just
show.
sounds like a psychological experiment.
A lot of these are. Like, I wrote down, like, a lot of, like, the romance ones that are social experiments.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Weakest Link, I was like, that's one I don't think a lot of people remember, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Any other ones that you guys came up with? Game show style. Like, game shows.
Family Feud.
Family Feud was up there
Jeopardy.
for
I like Jeopardy.
Oh, man.
Dude, there's some funny moments on that where it's like, yeah, people throw out answers and you're like, you just, that secondhand embarrassment, yeah.
And you're like, are you serious? That is not.
But then
an
I can
answer.
totally see myself doing the same thing, so then I just feel for them.
But at the same time, those random ones where they like shoot out something and then it happens to be an answer.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, okay, I know nothing
Yeah.
apparently.
I saw a clip the other day of a Jeopardy category that was all about Lord of the Rings. And the people only got one right.
No,
And it was one that I'm like, you got that
no.
one, but literally not the other ones.
I honestly can't remember
Come
names.
on.
So
Wait,
like if
it's
that
on-
was it,
It's
I'd
on
be
your
over.
bucket list to be on a game show, right?
Tis.
What game show would you want to be on?
The Price is Right.
That's a, dude. Tiff and I, that was one. It's like, all right, we're 10 years old. We're in their basement, ready for a sleepover. We're watching The Price is Right.
I love that. It's such a pivotal childhood experience. No, I think The Price is Right is on my list, or Family Feud. Family Feud, I feel like would be so fun, but I think I would harbor resentment for whatever family member ruined it for us.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm already setting myself up for failure. So
Well, I'm
yeah,
not going on their way. I was like pictures like the three of us could get up there, and then you're like, and then I would harbor resentment. I was like, hey, I'm out. Actually, like that's not happening.
you're like, come on, you didn't think of that. It would probably be Jeff. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
that would hold us
man.
back. Jeff is not allowed. Jeff, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to come to Family Feud with me. But my dad invited him over the weekend. He's like, hey, if I ever do Family Feud, want to go with me? And I was like, good. Jeff can be on your team. He's not on my team.
I think I told you guys about this one. But have you guys seen BS on Netflix? It's actually called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
It's a really interesting one. So it's, if I remember how this works. So there's like the one contestant who's answering questions, and then there are 3 judges that are also contestants. And so the one that's answering questions, so basically how it works is it's for money, right? So there's like the 15,000, 50, whatever, it goes up to $1 million. And so they'll give them a trivia question, and they will lock their answer in, but you don't know if they got it wrong or right. They have to they have to say what they picked and defend their answer, and the 3 judges have to call BS or not. And if they all 3 call BS on you, then you're out.
You know what? I think I could be totally good at that.
Me too.
But like, if you get it right, it doesn't matter what they vote because you got it right. But if you get it wrong and you convince them that you know what you're talking about, they can vote that they think you're right, and you can keep going.
Oh my gosh, there's a board game like that I wanted to find for us to play because I think it would be hilarious. I have to find the name of it, but it's basically that, where you like convince people. Like, let's say I'm the judge and like we're playing the 3 of us. We all had to write an answer to the question, or you guys had to write an answer to the question and someone else. And then I collect the papers, I read through the questions, and then I decide who I think wrote it based on the answer. So like, let's say it's my turn. It's like, what is my favorite way to wake up in the morning? You guys all have to pretend to be me, and like, not be me, or be someone else in the group. I don't know how it goes, but basically that's the gist. And I love that kind of stuff, where you get to throw people off and be like, ha ha. It's kind of like Fibbage on Jackbox games.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but BS, that's a good watch. Like, if they
It's on Netflix,
obviously
you
say
say?
that word, so if you have kids, sorry, you can't watch it with kids, but yeah, it's on Netflix.
Good to know.
It's a good watch. It's funny.
Netflix has some great reality TV right now. I have to mention Love is Blind, because that is trending currently. I know you're not into it.
No, I like Love is Blind.
Oh, I thought you said you don't like shows like that.
No, I like Love Island. Sorry,
What's Love Island?
It's, well, which version do you like to watch?
the American one.
Oh, well, It started
Well,
off,
actually, I've only seen one season.
but it's
but I did like
basically
it.
these hot people are put in a house, and you can vote
Like
people off.
isolated.
Yeah, you can vote people off if you're not vibing with them, and then new people go on the show. But also people can come back into the house, and it's like
It's
Whoa.
a whole So basically, you have to. Each person has to couple up with somebody,
Yeah.
pretty much. But there's always like someone random,
Mm-hmm.
who has to like try and get back in, or else they can get voted off by
Mm-hmm.
the contestants. And then when you're in a couple, you can like stay with that couple, or you can decide to like go to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And the point is to like, I think it's like a $50,000 reward or whatever if you like make it to the end.
if people
As, like,
vote for you.
If you're like the favorite couple.
Yeah, if people vote for you as like the best couple in the house. It is so much better in the UK. You should watch the UK version, because it's like, oh, that's so pleasant. I feel like I'm in a spa. Yeah, you should watch. I think Matt would enjoy Love Island. It's just so like such a social experiment where you're just like, wow, why are they doing that? And then you get frustrated.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
when you have like the horrible person that gets with like the really other horrible person and they still stay on and you're like, why are you here? Like
Yeah.
nobody likes you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and part of it is they have to do challenges.
Oh yes.
And if like with your partner, and if you don't like finish or if you come in last, then you can be like put on like probation or something like that.
Yikes.
I can't
like you're
actually
like the
remember.
bottom like 2 or 3 couples,
Yeah.
and people have to vote.
Like,
Like the other couples have to vote to eliminate you or whatever.
I don't know why, but that just made me think of The Biggest Loser. That was another one that I would watch with mom.
Oh yes,
The
that was a
Biggest
good
Loser.
one.
And for the longest time, as like a kid, I thought it was like the meanest show because I was like, they're calling these people losers, and my mom was like, no, it's about who loses the most weight, like the Biggest Loser, and I was like, oh, I just did not. I was like, they're so mean.
poor little cute little heart.
Okay, I got my trivia.
Do it.
Which fruit is at the top of the Wimbledon Gentlemen's Singles Trophy?
Excuse me?
Grapes.
Okay.
Tennis?
Just kidding. I don't know.
The trophy.
Okay.
Which fruit is at the top? Strawberry, pineapple, mango, or apple?
Ooh. Strawberry, pineapple, or mango, or apple.
Strawberry. Wait.
I'm gonna say mango.
Apple. Apple. Final answer. I don't know why. I think I'm just
I'm gonna say
picturing
pineapple.
apple.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
I'm not doing well on these trivia questions lately.
That's all right.
That's a good. I was
This is
thrown
how it
off
feels
because
to
I
be
was
me.
like Wimbledon. Like that sounds not Hawaiian. So I was like rationalized, not tropical.
No, I just kind of figured like, oh, it's probably a fruit that like has more of a shape to it, I
Yeah.
guess, because like the other ones are all just kind of circles.
Yeah.
So
That's how I came to that conclusion too.
Oh, I did. See, now I was picturing like which one is the easiest to hit with the tennis racket.
Because I was like, it couldn't be a mango because it would just be like a blob, you know? Because like mango.
and they just say it's a mango.
Yeah.
It's a mango.
A mango.
Anyway,
Did any of you write down The Bachelor?
I did.
That's
As like the best.
Bachelor
no,
and
not the
Bachelorette.
best. Not necessarily the best. Just,
Just
like,
like you just wrote it down.
one that you
just
said.
wrote it down. Yeah.
I didn't because I knew we were gonna talk about it.
Ah, smart.
I have mixed feelings with that show always.
I haven't watched it in like 4 seasons. I
I'm
think.
very on and off.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Because I'm like,
That's
I'll
what I
watch
want.
it and it just makes you feel bad. And you just
Yeah.
like, these people are dirt bags. And you just like, I don't know. I'm like, this is a waste of my time.
I just
but
feel
then other times I'm like, wow, I like this. I don't
That's
know.
why I don't like the reality TV where it's all about like love and like who, if you can get with somebody, because usually it doesn't last. And then it's like you're voting for something, you're voting for them to get together, and you like love them as a couple, and then you find out that they break up or like it doesn't work out. And like that's why I really loved Love Island, is because like there were couples on there that actually like they stayed together after the show, but then like they ended up breaking up because like they were too far from each other and other things like that. And so it's just like, I don't know, it makes me sad because then you hear that the Bachelorette or the Bachelor people like break up and then.
See, that's why I like Married at First Sight, because they have like a at
Higher
least-
success rate.
Yeah, they have a high success rate, and so like it's definitely got like that happy ending. There are of course some that aren't, but and then it's just like entertaining. Also,
I had Married at First Sight on my
Married
list.
at First Sight. I'm just like, it's the psychologist in me, man. I'm like, oh yeah, I could be a marriage and family therapist, because I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, they need to do this, and I'm like, I think I know everything. I don't.
But that's why I also like Love Is Blind, just the first season. I haven't seen any other seasons, so the first season was really, really good because it has like 3 couples that stayed together.
2.
Oh, really? Sad. See?
2 out of 4. But you run that risk with every show. I guess I'm so desensitized to like people, because I'll watch shows like that and I'll root for people not to end up together.
Yeah, 'cause
And
that's kind of
so-
Married at First Sight. Like, you kind of just like know. You're just like, yeah, they probably shouldn't try and stay together.
Yeah. But Love Is Blind is like Married at First Sight, but not good. Because like the whole premise is like, is love blind? Can you really fall in love with someone and not ever look at them? Sure,
Married at First Sight answers that question.
it's a no.
Well, actually,
Well, technically,
it
you
doesn't.
fall in love as you go.
Actually, it doesn't answer that question. I lied, because this is what I think. A lot of the couples who, like, when they first see each other when they're getting married and they don't find them attractive right away, a lot of them don't end up together, because that just turns them off and they can't work.
Thanks for listening to Discussions. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Discussions Podcast to check out weekly highlights of each episode. Make sure to listen in when you need a sister or 3. Catch you next week. Thanks for listening to Discussions. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Discussions Podcast to check out weekly highlights of each episode. Make sure to listen in when you need a sister or 3. Catch you next week.